Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about healing your priestess origin story. So what do I mean when I use the word priestess? What do I mean when I talk about the priestess path? So for me, the calling to the priestess path is the call to be a channel of unconditional love for yourself and for the world. And when I talk about, hello Joanna, when I talk about your priestess origin story, what I'm referring to is all of those experiences you've had in your life, in this lifetime and other lifetimes, or however you think about it, that have led you to this point, that have created you as a leader, that have opened your heart to compassion. And yet these experiences can also be challenging and can also block you from stepping into more leadership. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How do you honor, hello Maria, how do you honor and how do you heal those chapters of your priestess origin story? And which chapter is being called for healing? So welcome everyone. If you're new to my work, my name is Lisa Espinosa. I'm a modern day priestess and spiritual career coach. So everything I do is about helping my clients, students to align with their soul so that you can share your unique soul's medicine with the world through your career. And this particular offering about the priestess origin story is connected to the second book that I'm working on. Well, I wrote one book, the book that I'm working on now, called Priestess Rise Up. And it is a teaching about how do we heal those initiations from the past so that we can be fully anchored in the present and channel the love that we're here to channel. So welcome Maureen. So let's go ahead and just start with a little invocation. So I invite you, if you're here live, if you're watching the replay, to just use your breath, connect with your breath, and let yourself arrive. Just let yourself arrive here in this moment. Give yourself permission to be fully present. And then bring your awareness to your hips, your legs, your feet. Hello, Heather. Visualize those roots of light going down your legs and out the bottoms of your feet deep into the earth. And as you do that, let's just have the intention collectively, all of us, that we're releasing anything that does not serve you. Anything that could get in the way of you receiving what you're here to receive. And so as that happens, then breathe in through the bottoms of your feet that energy of strength, of presence, of spaciousness, and let that flow through your whole body all the way to the crown of your head. And I like bringing the palms of my hands over my heart center. I invite you to do the same if that feels right to you, so that you can come from your intellect down into your heart, right? The seat of your soul. And I just call on this beautiful circle of empowerment, a circle of healing, a circle of unconditional love to surround each of you and to surround our whole group, whether you're here live or you're watching the replay, all of us together encircled in unconditional love. And we bring the palms of our hands together and we begin with a Namaste. So, Priestess Origin Story. As I shared earlier, I got that term from watching superhero movies, which I'm a fan of. And if you've ever watched any of them, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Black Panther, whatever it is, they have an origin story. There's something that they went through that initiated them to be the leaders, the superheroes that they are. This is about the priestess, your priestess origin story that led you to answer the call to the priestess path. Now, you might not use the word priestess, and that's okay. There's no attachment to that word. But again, what I mean when I say the word priestess, right, it chose me, right? I've talked about that before, like how it came to me, that word, even though I was like, ew, that's too much. I'd rather use something else. That's the one. When I asked the question, well, what is the priestess path about? My signature, because there's so many priestess paths, there's so many wonderful teachers in that lineage. For me, my signature, what came forth for me was being a channel of unconditional love for yourself and for others. And in a lot of ways, the for yourself part is the hardest part. And so your priestess origin story is not actually one story. It's all the different chapters of your life that created experiences that initiated you into another level of spiritual understanding, another level of compassion, another level of strength. Oftentimes, these chapters are challenging. And so even though they might have initiated you, right, into greater compassion, they might have also had, you might have leftover debris, so to speak, of wounds or trauma or defensiveness or protectiveness that you might not even be consciously aware of, that is ready to be released so you can step more fully into your path as a leader. And so when you hear the word leader, if that makes you uncomfortable, that's very normal. In fact, it's often a sign that you're called to the leadership path, because so many times those of you who are called to be leaders, to be beacons of light, to be wisdom keepers, we can kind of be like, oh, we can throw away or we resist the word leadership, either because we feel unworthy or we don't know enough, or because we have observed abuses of other leaders. But it's important to reclaim that again, because that is really what is needed in these times. And this is a leadership, again, that is connected, intricately connected with unconditional love. And so what I want to share with you today is a meditation so that it can become clear in your awareness what chapter of your priestess origin story is coming up for, not just for healing, but for honoring. Sometimes what I find with my clients and students is that, they're very insightful. They've done a lot of inner work. They've worked with therapists, with all different types of healers. So they have a lot of insight and understanding of their priestess origin story, even if they don't call it that. But the piece that's missing is the honoring. So how do you honor your story? You honor it by bearing sacred witness with unconditional love. Nobody else can do that for you. You're the only one that can truly bring honor to your own story. Now, it's lovely and beautiful when others, hello Anne, when others can do that, when others can mirror that for you, when others can say, wow, I hear you. Wow, I validate, this experience that you went through. That can be very lovely. But ultimately, the most important, the only one that will really align you with your truth, with your authentic self, is your own ability to do that for yourself. So as you listen to this, you might already be aware. You might be like, oh gosh, yeah, I know which part of my story my soul is guiding me to honor, or my soul is guiding me to bring that energy of unconditional love to. It might be something that happened a very long time ago. It might be something that happened last year. It might be something you're experiencing now. Well, I want to make it clear. I am not suggesting in any way that this is a replacement for professional help or therapy or any of that. There's a place for that, of course. But when we talk about it in this context, we're stepping into the place of ceremony. We're stepping into the place of sacred transmutation. So this isn't about analyzing your story. This isn't about being your own therapist. This is about first of all, it's about asking your soul, what is it? What part of my story are you highlighting for me right now? Bringing it into that ceremonial sacred space, allowing your soul and all those divine beings of love that are with you to bless it. That might be all that's needed. Or maybe in that process, you hear the guidance that, oh, I need to get some extra support with this. Whatever it is, it will be divine and perfect. So that's what's the process of this. And what the result of it is on the other end is a greater ability to be a channel of unconditional love for the world. That is essential. That is, I would say, the only way the world will heal. And this unconditional love, I'll do other Facebook Lives and other teachings around this, so I won't go into it too much, but this is a love that comes from the beyond, right? It does not come from the intellect. It does not come from the ego. It's not, oh, I'm going to be a good person and love others. That's a nice intention. But this, I'm talking the force of unconditional love, which is our divine birthright, the unstoppable force of unconditional love, which is undescribable. And yet we all have access to that. So, this reminds me, on Friday the 25th, I will be leading the Rise Up Priestess Leadership Summit online retreat. So I will talk a lot more about that then. How do you access that unconditional love? I'll also do a special attunement and all of those things. I'll talk about that more at the end. So let's step into, hello Vivian, let's step into that meditation space. Let's open up collectively. Let's open up this alchemical space through both power and gentleness. Both can coexist to bring you blessings and healing and great honor, so that you have relief, so that any burdens you're carrying that are ready to be released can be released, and so that you can really be present here. So I'm being reminded, I'm wearing my Joan of Arc sword of truth pendant. And, Joan of Arc, I don't need to go into a lot of details about her, but her, one of her famous sayings, right, that she said was, I was born for this. When they asked her, aren't you scared? Aren't you afraid? She's like this young teenager going into the battlefields. She was like, no, I was born for this. The rest of the quote, which often doesn't get quoted, is something along the lines of, and I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not doing this by myself. I know that God, Source, the divine, is with me. So this is what this is about, right? Your priestess origin story is ultimately you claiming and understanding and knowing, oh, I was born for this. I was born to be this leader. Not from an egotistical place of, and I'm better than everybody else, but from like, no, this is my banner. I'm staking my banner here in the ground. That this is who I am. This is what I'm here to share with the world. And we can only do that when we turn that energy of unconditional love onto ourselves and our story. And then we're able to do that for others. So let's go ahead and take some deep cleansing breaths. Oh, I'm being reminded. I want to show you the cards I pulled because they'll probably be part of the meditation. This is from Megan Watterson's Divine Feminine Oracle. Yes. So Shekinah, look at this beautiful card, and it says, the presence of the Divine Feminine. At the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. At the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. And then I only wanted to pull one, but they popped up together. And the other one was the Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity of love. I mean, this totally describes the Priestess Origin Story, right? I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. So here we are, both of these. So with that beautiful blessing from these both divine feminine masters, we're going to step into this space. So I invite you to visualize, and I can show you, this is the old title of my book. It's being updated as we speak, but you can see, and my book's not this gigantic, by the way. This is just for ease of viewing. Visualize yourself sitting, just like this woman is sitting on the infinity symbol. And you're sitting right at the center. And then I want you to visualize these loops of the infinity symbol, like they're moving up, they're curving up, almost like petals. So like you're sitting in this flower, right? And I don't know if you can see, but there is a column of white light here. It's coming down through her body. So I want you to visualize that, all of us together. That's what you're doing. You're sitting on that infinity point. And just gently breathing, being aware of your breath, moving throughout your whole body. And then bringing your awareness to the center of your chest, right? Your heart center where your breastbone is, and you're stepping deeper in. So that soft space behind your breastbone, which is this like golden throne. So that's where we're all going to dwell right now, this beautiful golden throne within your heart center. And if it helps to bring your hand there, you can do that. And I invite you to close your eyes as you dwell in that golden throne at your heart. And as you're there, before you appears that beautiful golden path. It's the golden path. So many of you who've been doing this work with me for years, you know that we've been traveling to that golden path many times. But if this is your first time, that's fine. Just visualize a beautiful golden path in front of you. And this golden path is very important. It represents your highest path. In this moment, I'm going to say that it represents your priestess path, even if you don't call it that. That's okay. But it represents the path that will bring you the most healing, the most blessings, the most abundance, the most joy, and will bring the same to others. It's the same path. It's not either or. That's the type of leadership that is now needed, that is sustainable. It's not about being a martyr. It's this path like, oh, I am the blessing. I can bless others and be blessed as I am blessed. Be blessed as I bless. So see yourself on that golden path. And you're sitting, as we said, on that infinity symbol with those loops coming up like beautiful petals. And as you sit there on this golden path, appears a beautiful platform, a little stage. There's a microphone, there's a spotlight on the platform. And you understand like, oh, that's my platform. That's my spotlight. That's where I know what my message is. That's where I radiate unconditional love to the world. And so as you look at the stage, feel your heart connecting with it. And notice how it feels. Notice perhaps that part of you feels joyful and excited, but perhaps you also notice some parts that have doubt or feel anxiety or feel hesitation or feel resistance or even perfectionism, like, oh wait, I'm not ready, I need to do this first. And just notice that. And as you do, as we're here, I just want to name the beautiful Divine Mother that is here, calling in the Sacred Mother. For some of you, she might show up as Mother Mary, as the Black Madonna, as Our Lady of Guadalupe, as Green Tara, as Kuan Yin, whatever, or nameless. But we welcome the Sacred Mother, and the Sacred Mother, she is standing there just like a earthly mother that's like, I am so proud of you. I know what you're here to do. And she's also so loving. And so as you're here, and of course your soul is with you, you're going to ask now your soul, beautiful soul, what chapter of my Priestess Origin Story are you guiding me to honor? Are you guiding me to heal? Are you guiding me to bear witness to? What chapter of my Priestess Origin Story are you guiding me to look at? And you might see before you a memory, an image, a symbol. And if nothing comes clear right now, that's okay. This is recorded. You can come back and do it again. But know that it is happening beyond your awareness. So see before you, oh, this chapter of my Priestess Origin Story. And so as you see the memory or the image or even the part of you that was involved in that chapter, we're going to radiate from your heart, from your soul's heart, from the Sacred Mother's heart, beam this beautiful unconditional love to that chapter, to that memory. So to be very clear, you're not trying to fix it, you're not trying to understand it, you're not trying to analyze it, you're not trying to change it in any way. We're calling on that priestess medicine, on the Sacred Mother, on your soul. We're standing out of the way, we're getting out of the way so that unconditional love can bless that chapter. So let's do that together for a few moments now. And I'm getting the image of all of us in a circle, our hearts beaming love, not only to our chapters, but everybody's chapters. So we don't need to know the details, but we're all together, because when we're together, we're more powerful. We're channeling this blessing of unconditional love to everybody's Priestess Origin Story, whoever's here live, whoever will watch the replay whenever that is. It is programmed into this transmission, this beautiful blessing of unconditional love. And as you do that, just let it happen. Suddenly you notice that you are on the stage. By blessing, even if you don't know all the details, by blessing, suddenly you're like, I'm on the stage. The beautiful celestial spotlight is over you. The microphone is in front of you. And your soul and the Sacred Mother are like, you are ready. You are ready. And so as you stand there before your microphone, just ask your soul, your heart, what is my message? What am I gonna speak into the microphone? And allow that to be as simple as it comes. So maybe your person will be like, oh, that's too simple, whatever. Like, no, just allow whatever it is. And if you don't hear it right now, it's okay. Trust that it'll come at the right time. But just ask, in this moment, what is your soul saying? What is my message that I am going to speak into that microphone? So let's be quiet for a few moments and hear that. And if you heard it, go ahead and in this inner journey, go ahead and speak it into that microphone. And as you do that, I just was aware of literally the world responding with like, yes, there are your people who are like, yes, we've been waiting for that message. Or waiting for it to come through you. And so just take a few breaths, really allowing this to be integrated as it all starts to dissolve in light. Knowing that the Reiki energy has been moving through the whole time, this healing energy beyond your understanding, that's okay. And you're standing on the beautiful golden path. Your soul is in front of you, and she has this book that is your Priestess Origin Story, the book of you. So mine says the book of Lisa, And she hands you your book in your hands, and you just take it with you. Knowing that all of that wisdom is going into your heart, will continue to be revealed to you. So we bring the palms of our hands together. Deep reverence for all of our stories. And close this with a namaste. And just take some nice breaths. Let's be still in that place of deep reverence. So I just invite you to visualize your aura as that cocoon of light, and I'm just sending this beautiful Reiki energy, this cascade of light, to go from the crown of your head down your aura all the way to your feet, to help integrate across all space and time, across all dimension of time, across all levels of your being, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, this healing. And so if there's anything you want to share, feel free to write it there. I'm going to pull some oracle cards as well. And I want to, just to recap what happened there, right? So you traveled right on this golden path, and I really want to invite you. It's a very powerful meditation that came to me, the golden path one, years ago, of this, because I would see all these paths and I kept praying, like, just guide me to the right path. What is the path? And at that point, I was still healing from codependency. Of course, I mean, that's an ongoing process, but I was really at that point healing codependency with clients around my work of like, wait, can I heal others and also be blessed in the process? And so my soul showed me this path that was like, it's not either or. You can do both. You can be blessed as you bless others. So go on that path often. Visualize yourself on that path. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, Maria. And ask that question. It was really interesting for me when I asked what chapter of my Priestess Origin Story, what came was something that happened last September, which is so relatively recent. And it was really like, oh gosh, like honoring what had happened. And that was really important. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it makes sense. So when I saw that image of it was something that I did that really stretched me, that really triggered a lot of fears, but I did it anyway. And something similar is coming up. So it made sense, even though I didn't expect it, for that image to show up. And so as we were all blessing our Priestess Origin Story, it was like, oh, I was just receiving receiving the wisdom, the healing in a deeper way from that. So for all of you to do that and know how powerful it is, and how powerful it is to do it collectively. I was having an image of the Care Bears, like beaming their heart out. Like we were all like in a circle doing that, just sending that healing to everyone. So, hey Pamela, I didn't know you were here. So glad you're here. You're welcome. So let's pull a few cards. And to remind you, the Rise Up Priestess Summit is on Friday, February 25th. I would love for you to be there. You can read all about it. There's going to be a lot of guidance on how do you become a channel of unconditional love. There's going to be a special Reiki attunement. I'm going to do, oh, Deborah, I love that. Deborah's sharing overhead, a beautiful hawk circled us. I love that. Which hawk medicine, right, is so much about illumination. So in the summit, I will do a channeled reading and message for each person individually. So I'm capping it only at 10. So there's a few spots left. If you can't attend the whole thing live, it will be recorded, so you will receive the replay. So anyway, if you want to do that, please, I would love for you to join. And I would love if you were here for the Facebook Live. If you haven't received a $22 coupon for it, I would love to offer that to you. You can just let me know in an email for that event. So thank you, Maria. So let's pick a card. So the first one is going to be from this Priestess of Light Oracle. And this is going to be specifically about your priestess origin story. What additional messages are there? Let's see. They keep coming in twos. I keep saying just one, but they're perfect. First one, look at this. Healing the heart, power of self-love. I mean, really, the power of self-love. And then I love that the next one that came up was abundance, fortune, wealth, plenty. So it's so connected, right? What we were just talking about. That we can be blessed as we bless abundantly. We are blessed as well. So I love that. I love that. Look at that. So beautiful. And so many of us, as part of our priestess origin story, particularly, well, in this lifetime, but if you do past life work, you know, have all sorts of burdens around, oh, if I'm a spiritual teacher and leader, it's bad to receive money and all of this stuff. And we're, for good reasons, there's burdens around that. Yes, there's people who've abused it, but there's also been a really kind of brainwashing, especially of women spiritual leaders, trying to keep us small and not in our power. And like those days are over. We don't have the luxury anymore to kind of sit and think about it. Am I a leader? Am I a leader? Am I not? Like, nope. Like the Divine Mother is like, you know, I said it in the Lady of Guadalupe gathering in December, which is free. You can find it on YouTube, that I did. She was like, I need leaders. So she was not like, if you want. She was just like, I need leaders, and you all are the leaders that I need. So that's what we're saying to. Okay, next one, Sacred Traveler deck from Denise, Lynn. I think we'll end with this. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, it looks like the golden path. Okay, sorry. Reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. Look at that. Golden light, butterfly, that beautiful castle light. It's like your priestess temple. Which, by the way, in the Priestess Summit, we're going to do a meditation to go to your priestess temple, to go into the different rooms, to really step into what is that wisdom that is coming through for you. Look at that. All right, lovelies, it's always such a joy to connect with you. You are such a light in the world. I really, really want to encourage you to keep saying yes to the invitation to lead. You are a leader, and the world needs your leadership, exactly what it looks like. Not only can it will look different than anybody else's, and that's just exactly how it's meant to be. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I hope to see you soon in all the different offerings that I'm having. Oh, and just so you know, if you don't know, every Monday I'm doing an Instagram Live, Monday at 10 o'clock Central. So you can join me. Those are shorter, like 15 minutes. Short but mighty. So meet me on Instagram Live every Monday. Bye, everyone. Mwah. Blessings.